So, in knowing that everything has an expiration date, including you, people, places, and things, everything has an expiration date. Things depreciate, rust, and they get stolen. People expire, animals expire, and all that. Would it be a wise thing to get your heart and put it into something, a place, either a person, place, or a thing that is emotionally evolved? And what I mean by that is that what life has taught me at age 35 years old, it's been a grind my whole life. I have given my heart over to so many different people, animals, and things. And the process has taught me that it's much a wiser decision to love without being attached, because the attachment to whatever is a setup for your demise. And I can love you, I can love everything in this life without being attached. Do you agree with me? um, my dog is dying right now, as an example. I had very good times with the dog, embraced the dog, walked the dog, laughed with the dog, all kinds of memories. But now, when it expires, my dog, it's life goes on. Life goes on. If you have a better method than me, then put it in the comments and teach me. Because there's some people that are saying right now, oh, that's cold. So what's the better method? To be broken and to stay in that place, isolate in an isolated place in memory of what used to be, and just to grieve in that place for long periods of time and never move on with your life? Because I know people like that. I know people that are still living 15 years ago because they were attached to something or someone, and that something or someone left their life, and now they've never been the same because it wrecked them. And they were so attached that they didn't know who they were without the attachment. And so everybody's trying to figure out life and what's the best method or way to go about life. And we understand that no way is going to be perfect. No way that you figure out is not going to have its pros and its cons. Everything under the sun has its pros and it has its cons. But nothing is so immaculate that it's all pros and no cons. Nothing. Except for God. Okay? But, so my method, I am sharing my system, my method on what life has taught me. You know, when I was young, my father left me. That was the introduction to pain in my life. He abandoned us, and that was the introduction of, oh, this life, this world, bad things could happen. That was the introduction to abandonment and rejection in my life. I started to understand at that point, like, oh, that things can swiftly change from one moment to another, that your normal can change into something that's abnormal. That was my reality. And after that, friends that were really truly friends, I'm talking about best friends, like we called each other family, cousins. Okay, even though they had blue eyes, these were my cousins because we grew up, we were neighbors. And for 15 years, I mean, we went to elementary together, we went to middle school together, we went to high school together. We did we did life together, just like a brother would do with a brother. So it's very easy to be attached to that, especially when you don't know any better. And so for me, you know, when they left me, right, and they got on with their life, that was an eye-opening experience, because I was attached to this particular friend, and they went and made other friends and never looked back. That's the part that really phased me. never looking back, to to give a handshake and say, this is where we part ways, and then you can almost like have a reconciliation. You could have like this sense of goodbye kind of thing, closure. I didn't have that. It was just like, in high school came and they went this way and I went this way, and I always thought about that, and I said, man, and that really hurt my heart. It really did, because there was no fallout, there was no fight, there was just a parting of ways, and I was just like, what happened? Life was teaching me. Life was teaching me. Nothing is concrete, nothing is forever, and everything has an expiration date. My stepfather came into my picture, and he became like a father to me. Only to I entrusted him with my heart. Abandonment, rejection again. My heart was going through a lot of swords and bleeding and torturous pain, because I was a person that I would give my heart to people and become emotionally attached, because I'm a very giving person, loving person, and I'm like there for you kind of stuff. And so like when you put your heart out there for that person and they stomp on it, that hurts. So after a while, I started to reflect, and more other things happened. Other relationships came and left too, girlfriend trouble, and I started really, really just calculating life at this point. And I'm like, you know what? Something's got to give. I can't keep doing this. I got to guard my heart. Even the Bible says guard your heart. I started to really, what most people do is what I did. I started to put up walls. Started to put defense, like guarding myself from the inevitable of what life was, a recurring, revolving door of pain. And I was just like, all right, so this is how it is? Okay. And I started to look out for that kind of stuff. Instead of just being gullible, I started to look out for it. And I kid you not, okay? Since that time to this time, it's been a decade. And now I live a life where I can love people and not be attached. I really love my dog. I think she's a wonderful dog. And I believe I'll see her in heaven. When she expires, my heart won't expire with her. My heart will not, I don't know, because it sounds bad, right? It's like, well, my heart is supposed to hurt for her. I'm like, you gotta guard your heart. You can treasure something without giving yourself to that thing. That's what I'm trying to say. So when you have understanding, logic, wisdom, and understanding, you're able to have insight on feelings rather than live in feelings. You have this understanding of feelings. You know that feelings come, they go, they lift. Yesterday I was down. Today I'm not down. You see how feelings are very invasive. They come, they go. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, and so you can't be a bag in the wind and just go with feelings. You will not make it. You will not make it. Because feelings will lead you to destruction. You're supposed to be led by logic, wisdom, understanding. Life itself is your teacher, and it teaches you the lessons of life. You're supposed to yield and submit to the understanding of, this is the way it is. Okay, now I'm going to recalculate my actions. I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna change my direction. I'm gonna change my attitude, my mentality, and I'm not going to do the same thing over and over again expecting different results, which is the definition of insanity. And so my dog, she's on the brink of death. And I'm okay with that, even if I'm not. My desire for her is to live, but I'm gonna buy another dog. I'm gonna move on with life. I thought that this was a message worth sharing to show other people how you ought to guard your heart and not allow people to play hot potato with your heart. And you can love, you can be loyal, love, bless, all those things without being attached. I'm telling you the God truth. If you attach yourself, you're gambling with your heart. And it's not, I want to say it like this, it's not if, it's when that day comes that your heart is going to be hurt. And you're going to feel like your trust is going to be broken. How could you have done that to me? I thought you loved me, and why'd you cheat on me, and this and that. I'm ready for whatever in life. Me personally, I don't trust anyone, and I love not trusting people, because then I can love you without strings attached. I can bless you knowing that you're a flawed individual, knowing that you are a broken individual, that you're going to make mistakes, you're going to lie to me, you're going to cheat, try to do this, that, and the other, because human beings are like that. Not everyone. There's the separated from the chaff people, that they're wheat and they're really good people. And those people, guess what? I treat them good. I treat them, hey, I bless you, bro. What can I do for you? What do I do with the other people, the chaff? I treat them good. But I look at them a little different. I look at them like, I smile. I'm smiling like, you're not going to get over on me. You're not going to win. You're not going to overcome me. Like I know you. I understand you're kind of stuff. And I play the game, and I bless them and all that, but I understand that they're like arm's distance from what matters to me, which is my heart. So I love my wife, but if I get a bad report from my wife, she's not leaving with my heart. My heart is in a place where it is in a vault, a secure place. The only one that has access to my heart is me and God, because He is worthy of my heart, and He won't trample on my heart, because He created my heart. And so I know He is good. I know that I may not be good. I may think I'm good. I may believe I'm good. But if anybody's really, really good, it's the one that invented good, the one that created good. So I trust Him, even when things don't look my way, even when things look sour, even when life is beating me up. I trust Him. Even when I'm getting last place when I deserve to get first place, even when I'm getting overlooked, underrated, passed up, I trust Him. Because I understand that these circumstances don't define Him. He is faithful as God. And the circumstances and environment and life itself do not determine whether I am loved by Him or not. And that's where a lot of people mess up. If you look at the stories in the Bible, David, was being hunted down by Saul. And David could have said, well, God, I want my life to be, fluffy and comfortable, and why do I have to be fleeing for my life? And Joseph, when he was sold, and he had to go to jail for something he didn't even do, etc., etc., he could have been like, well, God, you love me, so why am I going through all this? People have the wrong depiction and they have the wrong understanding. They think that if they're going through hard times, that God is a bad God or something like that. Like, just wrap your head around the fact that life itself is different than what people paint it out to be. Right? I'm not going to say that life is bad, and I'm just going to say that it's different. And I'm going to say that the devil is real. But what I will say is that God will take all evil and use it for good in the end. Because in David's story and in Joseph's story, and I can go on and on and on with all the characters of the Bible, God eventually got them to the place where he blessed them to overflow. But they went through a lot of suffering times. They went through hard times. And everybody wants that life where they don't go through any hard times. And they equate that with love. Well, if you love me, I'm just going to overflow with VATs. I'm going to overflow with finances. I'm going to overflow with and everything. And I'm just never going to see a rainy day in my life. The sun's always going to be out. And it's comedy. It really is comedy. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's not like that. God uses pain and suffering to mold and shape your character, and he uses that to be a teacher to you, to bring you up higher so that you can understand how to go about life more accurately, more successfully, more effectively, so that you can be a teacher. I'm a teacher right now. I'm teaching you. But trust me, man, I went through a lot of pain and suffering to get this wisdom that I got. Man, did I go through a lot. Man, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you how much I've gone through in order to be able to talk to you in the way that I'm talking to you. It wasn't for free. I paid a big price to get to where I'm at right now. If I tell you, you won't even believe me. So, I got wisdom, I got understanding, I got eyes to see, ears to hear, I got a mind that is taking me somewhere, right? A heart that is guarded, and a heart that is also, it's a heart that is full of wisdom. It's a heart of gold because it wants to bless people, but it also understands that people don't want to bless me as much as I want to bless them. And so let's put some kind of structure around this whole thing to where I can do the will of God, but the will of the devil can't be done on me, kind of thing, right? So what can I do to defend myself, or how to protect myself, etc.? You gotta let wisdom flow and take you. Now that's the end of the video. God bless you.